tiny, wee speck of a Pennsylvania airport with just a handful of commercial flights got $200 million in federal cash, and that's got a lot of people asking why and looking to Congressman John Murtha for an answer. Our Jim Acosta is tracking the story from our Washington bureau for us this morning. Jim, I hear this airport is so small they recently had it carpeted.
Well, we've heard of bridges to nowhere. These are airports in the middle of nowhere. Now, located outside the small city of Johnstown, Pennsylvania, John Murtha Airport may not see many passengers, but it's seen plenty of arrivals of tax dollars from Washington, including funds from the stimulus, which, as it turns out, is injecting millions of dollars into airports in far-flung places. The airport in Johnstown, Pennsylvania offers just 3 commercial flights. In between the arrivals and departures, there aren't many faces around.
When you have the flights coming, that's when the people are here.
Right.
Other than that, it's empty.
But this face is everywhere. Congressman John Murtha, the airport's namesake, is hard to miss. Considered one of the kings of pork on Capitol Hill, the Pennsylvania Democrat has piloted almost $200 million from Washington to Murtha Airport.
He's dumped in nearly $200 million into this project that has virtually no passengers. I mean, it's practically a museum piece.
And earlier this year, the airport found a new revenue stream, receiving $800,000 from the stimulus to repave this backup runway.
This makes sense to you?
It makes a lot of sense.
Even though the airport manager says that runway is perfectly safe.
But if it's not a safety issue, why does it have to be done? I don't know. I mean, you tell me.
It's recommended after a certain period of time that asphalt and concrete and those kind of things be replaced.
Murtha Airport is not the only remote airport getting stimulus money. Even U.S. territories are tapping in, like Guam and American Samoa. Taxpayer watchdogs wonder if some of that's air pork.
The problem is that you're not getting the multiple bang for your stimulus buck that you're really looking for. When you see deadbeat airports that are getting some of this cash so they can do their second runway, it really feeds cynicism around the country about the stimulus and about the projects.
A Federal Aviation Administration spokesperson issued a statement saying Murtha and all of the small airports met the requirements for the use of stimulus money. But Murtha Airport's manager, Scott Volker, has seen taxpayer money wasted before. Take this $8 million air traffic radar system installed at Murtha in 2004. It's not even staffed.
So it's been sitting over there, and that radar's been spinning for all these years.
Those lights have been flashing over there
exactly
for 5 years so with nobody running it.
Exactly, no purpose. It's just sitting there.
Airport upgrades account for $1 billion in the stimulus. As for Murtha, he issued a statement saying Murtha Airport is vital infrastructure designed to attract additional business to the Johnstown area. On his congressional website, Murtha strongly defends earmarks, saying it's his job to direct federal funds to his district, John. And I've got a list here of all of these airports around the country, many of them small, that have received stimulus money. My favorite, besides American Samoa, King Salmon, Alaska. Population 442 people, $9.7 million from the stimulus.
Wow. The airport manager was certainly stumped for an answer when you said if it's not a safety issue, why repave the runway? But let's go back to this air traffic control center. How was that justified in the first place?
Well, they justified it because this airport also is used by the Air National Guard out in Pennsylvania, and they were hoping to use this facility also for training purposes. But all these years since that system was put in there, they just haven't had it staffed. Even the military has decided not to put people inside that air traffic control center to train people on an air traffic control radar. So as of right now, air traffic control has run out of Cleveland for this tiny little airport. The people at the airport would like to see that changed. Wow. They would like to see at least some people put in there to run these flashing lights and that radar that's spinning out in the middle of the runway, John.
And any comment from Congressman Murtha on why he got $200 million for this place?
He strongly defends it. We read that statement from Congressman Murtha. He declined our request for an on-camera interview. But they say that this is all about bringing business to the Johnstown area. And he strongly defends earmarks. He is probably the biggest defender of earmarks on Capitol Hill. He sees nothing wrong with bringing home the bacon, John.
Wow, all right. Jim Acosta for us this morning. Jim, thanks so much. Fascinating story this morning. Karen?